Welcome to the Brandeis Living Room Fest. Please welcome to the stage from Socially Distant Improv, Dana Shulman, class of 2000, and Jessie Shinberg, class of 2017. Hey,
how are you? Hi, Jessie.
Hi, Dana.
I am Dana.
I'm Jessie.
And class of 2000, class of 2017. We are so excited to be here for Brandeis Living Room Fest. We are improvisers from Socially Distant Improv, which is at Socially Distant Improv on the Instagram. You can also find us on Facebook, but we stream 75 plus live improv shows a week on the gram. And we are so excited to be here. So thankful to Brandeis for having us. Hey, Jessie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just glad I have this Brandeis shirt in quarantine to keep me warm.
Oh yeah, I've been wearing this almost every day.
And shout out to my nephew, Max McGettrick, who wrote that theme music you just heard. His mom is Brandeis class of 95. His grandparents are both Brandeis graduates, and he wrote that beautiful music. So likely a future Brandeis graduate as well. This is how tonight's gonna work. We are going to have a very special stand-up guest, Myq Kaplan, class of 2000, by the way, who has a new album that comes out on May 8th, and you can pre-order it right now on Apple Music. It's called A.K.A. Go Do It. Please, you will thank me. And some of our friends from Socially Distant Improv are gonna come out, do some scenes, improvise based on Myq's stand-up. Are you excited, Jessie?
I'm very excited, yes. I'm so glad to be here.
Yay! So without any further ado, Jessie, do the honors. Introduce the man of the hour.
Everyone, this is Myq Kaplan, and he's going to be doing some stand-up for us.
Yay, Myq Kaplan, put your hands together up to the stage.
It's me. I'm the person. I'm the person. Oh yeah, it's so strange. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm glad that everyone who's all the socially distant improvisers are like your microphones are active, which is it's a rarity in today's day and age. I'm used to not knowing if anyone ever hears anything that I say. And I like these laughs. I think that there might be a future in being able to hear your audience in comedy. It's hard to make. They say that people who make predictions don't have knowledge, and people who have knowledge don't make predictions. And they also say, is that exactly how that goes? I don't know. You know what they say is make up your own sayings and then say that they say it. And then if somebody else says it, at least two other people or one non-binary person, then you're right. They say it. They said it. Is it true? Who can say? They can say it. Maybe it doesn't. It's true that you can. Okay. So the thing about comedy is I'm a stand-up comedian, and I'm happy to be here. But here's the way that stand-up comedy normally works. There's so many ways in which what I'm doing is different than stand-up comedy. What I'm doing now might be conceived of. This could be called improv, because I think I really don't want to make everyone feel bad who is an improviser, but improvising is easy because all you have to do to improv, it's like a secret that it doesn't even seem like a secret. Like you can look it up, but if you look in the dictionary of my mouth talking to you right now, look in my dictionary mouth. That's improv. I've never said that before. Look in my dictionary mouth. Like it's fun to say, but now the third time that I say it and the second time, it's not improv anymore. Dictionary mouth. Look in my dictionary mouth. That makes it into stand-up because I thought about what I said and I decided to do it again. But with improv, you don't think about it. You just do it. You just say it. And so here's why it's easy is because in order to say something, okay. So thank you, Micah. That's my friend and his laugh. Thank you for my friend's laugh. I don't know everybody's laugh individually, but that's Dana, I think. And I don't know who Nick is, but there might be a Nick laughing at some point. Nick, I think, is short for Nickelback, and that's another improv bit, because I've never said it before. But here's a stand-up bit. Nick, I think, is short. Like a nickname is short for a Nicholas name, and that's a joke. That's a stand-up joke because I thought it before. And either way, the point is that whether it's stand-up or improv, it always makes you sad. So as long as there's sadness, you know that there's been comedy. That, you know what they say is tragedy plus time equals comedy, but it can go the other way. It can be comedy plus no time equals tragedy immediately, depending on the quality of the comedy. Bad comedy is all of a sudden tragedy. That's what they say. That's what I'm they right now. That's what they say, and I am they. That is improvised poetry. So the thing about doing improv is, like, all you have to do improv is not say something that's been said before. And that's most things. Like, there's been a lot of stuff that's been said before, but there's so much more. Imagine everything that's ever been said and then just change one word or add one word. That's improv. Well, here's the thing. I haven't been lying to you, but I have been joking with you because as it turns, improv is easy, but improv comedy is harder. That's like, I've left out part of the information for humor's sake to make it seem as though I was going to be telling the improvisers that what they do is easy and why are they doing it, get a real job. But that's not what I'm saying. I mean, I don't. What does a heckler even do in these times? Hey, don't quit your day quarantine, sitting at home, not going to a job. You know, don't quit it because you stay there. Be a hero. Protect me. Stay away from me. But improvised comedy, like, you can definitely, anybody can make up a sentence that's never been said before, but to make it funny, that is improv. That's like saying, like, oh yeah, freestyling, that's really easy, unless you want it to rhyme. That makes it a little harder. I can absolutely, I'm a freestyle prose rapper. You know, I'm a guy who's rapping, not rhyming stuff anytime or putting it in rhythm, and there we go. So I just saw I'm here. Like, the good thing about improv compared to stand-up is you can operate in the moment and shift things. Like, you can look into the chat of the Zoom meeting and be like, can Mike go a minute or two longer? And Mike can. More people have joined in the last 30 seconds than ever joined in a few minutes before that, maybe. Who can even say? We're coming to you live with a slight time delay. It's 9:08 p.m., which reminds me of the area code of one of the phone numbers that I grew up with. So, New Jersey area codes in the house. Do you guys ever get here? Let's get into the comedy finally, now that I'm done telling you what improv is and isn't. And by the way, that was all a prepared bit that I wrote down many years ago, and I do it every night. Even many audiences are like, what do you mean quarantine? And I'm like, you guys just freestyle rapped. What do you mean quarantine? What do you mean quarantine? That's the hook. So the question is, do you ever get confused between an area code and a zip code? Like, I feel like those are like Burt Reynolds and Tom Selleck for me. I'm like, it's basically the same, right? It's just a bunch of numbers with a mustache, and that you can put that in your dictionary mouth and smoke it. Now we're talking with words. Now we're cooking with food. Ooh, now we're talking with food. A new show on my Food Talkin' network. So, the one thing that might be challenging for the improvisers is that I don't really have any topics so much as just a wall of sound. You know, they say that that jazz is like the sound. What is it it's about the notes that you don't play. They say. It's good that I paused there. That was nice because there was some rest. They say that jazz is about the notes that you don't play. And my comedy is kind of like jazz, except without any rests, all notes, just constant playing, wall of jazz sound, riffing, scatting into oblivion. So at least for a few moments now, I will pause and offer some comedy that is not only about comedy, that is not only about improv, that is not only about parentheses, that is not only about what it is not about. I will tell you, like, my comedy style is sort of like, you know, that optical illusion about the vase and the people it's about, you know, that optical illusion about, you know, the one that's about, what's this optical illusion about? Oh, it's about what is there and what is not there. Is a vase there? Or is two people kissing there or about to kiss? Is it two people about to kiss? Or is it a vase? Is it empty space with people? Or is it a vase with empty space that looks like people? And is it a vase? Is it a vase or a vase? Which one is it? Is it people, a vase, a vase, or pipal? Is it popal, a vise, a vuse, or poople? Is it pupils? Use your pupils to look at the peoples. Use your eyes to look at the vase. Use your eyes. That's a southern way that they might say Oz. So my point is that number one, there's none of it. There's no vase or people. It's just a drawing. So this whole time you were confused. You're like, oh, it looks like it was people. But if you look really closely, it's just a drawing. So the reason that my comedy is like that is like, I'll take you right up into the edge of the shape of a joke. And then you'll be like, was there actually a joke there? And like, because there is nothing there, but there's everything surrounding it. You're like, it kind of looks like the shape of a joke, but doesn't seem to be at all. But look, by having it, if there's rain and you're like, it's a gray day and I don't like it, that means that you know what sun is. You know that there's the possibility of a nice day. If I tell you something that's not a joke, that's almost as good as telling you a joke, because not a joke tells you that there is a joke. Like, this might sound like nonsense, but I am a sensei of nonsense, a non-sensei. Some might say that's what they say when I is they. I'm now freestyle rapping. And the point is, like, nonsense, in order to recognize something as nonsense, you must have a sense of sense. If you have a non-sense of sense, then all you have is nonsense. So, in conclusion, unless Ingrid, do you want me to keep talking? And then my conclusion will go on forever. It's like, when will the quarantine end? I'm optimistic that the quarantine will end. Let me say that. And I think that is optimistic, that there will be an end, E for end, the end of the quarantine. The end of the word quarantine is the letter E, which stands for end. So possibly it is just quarantine end. It just keeps on going. I guess actually it does end, quarantine end. So yeah, that is, I guess, yeah, we did it. It's not going to go on forever. And nothing will last forever except for maybe everything, but this is only a small part of everything, otherwise known as something. And that is, and or isn't, might be, comedy, and or nonsense. I think I've covered all of my bases, and home plate, which is one of the bases, even though it's I think I've covered all of my plates with, I think I've covered all of my plates on top of, what is it, a tablecloth? Yeah, a cloth on a table that I pull out, and all the dishes break on the ground. And now for people to put these dishes back together, thanks for having me. Enjoy some improv until later when there's more.
Oh, hey. So this is purgatory, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of nice when you're here after a while. You know, it's not nice, but it's not bad. So
Yeah, I hear that. It's kind of middle of the road here.
yeah,
Hey, you want to play a game to pass the time?
sure. Yeah, I've got dominoes here.
All right.
All right.
Hey, how many Mandela effects can you
pull
name?
out, and all the dishes break on the ground. And now for people to put these dishes.
I'm sorry, I was listening to a podcast. I think I turned and then my headphones came out, and it's embarrassing. It's supposed to stop the podcast, but I have like an iPhone 5S.
It happens to the best of us. Is I think I've heard that guy before though. He just kind of like just it goes off on tangents and it just kind of it's like Jack take it away.
Yeah. His name's Carl Sagan.
Yeah. Face and shit. It's
he's just one of the best. So how many Mandela effects can you name?
Fuck. None. I don't think.
Well, Mandela.
Well, it's like the opposite one.
What? Yeah, no, I mean that's just one. That's just one. The Mandela effect, where like some people thought he died in prison, but then he actually got out, and people are like, "Oh, I totally remember news coverage of him getting out of prison or dying in prison," but then he somehow became the president of South Africa. And if you look it up on Wikipedia, it doesn't say anything about him dying in prison. So what is that thought? That's the Mandela effect.
Is this the Mandela effect?
Hey, I'm sorry. I was in the corner. I overheard. I'm in purgatory too. Sorry.
Yeah,
I come in peace.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. No, I also I died and ended up here because the Bernstein Mandela effect thing.
Oh no! Oh really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was in a fight with someone at a bar, and it got so heated that I got stabbed with a broken bottle.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I bled out. Yeah, so that's why I'm here, because of that.
Can I ask you which side you came down on? Bernstein or Bernstein?
I thought it was Bernstein.
Well, yeah, it is. It's Bernstein.
I swear to God. You know what? I got to take a walk. I'm going to take a walk. Okay. All right. Bernstein, are you serious? Bernstein? Oh my God. Get out of my face. Jeez. Come on, man. Really?
See.
Hey, man. Oh, hey.
Hey, Hannes, if you want to do it like no one's ever done it before, let's just start executing people. Let's have the blade go up.
Blade go up. Yeah. That was my plan. Blade go
All
up.
you have to do is change one. All you have to do is change just one small procedure, and it seems like a whole new procedure.
Yes, well, I'm going to be the one that's changing it. See, I have to go and change everything now. You two sit here and talk. I will go and change everything. Okay, I see how it goes. Okay.
Jerry. Jerry's always doing that. Jerry's always doing that.
He has to make all new tablets. He has to make all new tablets for the laws to go in every time we change something. So I understand his frustration, but I'm just saying, if you want to be a different kind of ruler, right? Just start changing small things. Change small parts of big parts of your kingdom.
So highlights. I should get highlights.
If you'd like, you know what? So here we go. So the highlight, right? People are going to look at you. They're going to go, "Oh, Highness, Queen, she looks different. Something's up. Is something amiss? Are we in danger?" That puts the people at unrest, which makes it easier for you to rule, because then they won't know what's coming or going. You understand?
I keep them on their toes like they're weeble wobbles, and then I come over, knock them down. They butt back up again, and they think it's all because of me.
They butt back up and they say, "Oh my goodness, we can't believe we wobbled back." Oh, yes.
Your Highness, I'm here to collect taxes from you with the new order that you've instituted of you issuing taxes to the people instead of us issuing. I'm very confused about it. I feel like I'm just being knocked all around, but I've come to collect, yes, for you to give me my taxes.
Okay, lovely townsperson, I have a question. Your hair is lovely. Have you any skills in putting highlights in?
Oh, well, I've done it once or twice.
Answer the question, peasant.
I don't want to say yes or no, because have I not?
I have to. I'm sorry. I have to do that when it takes. There's a long line of people trying to see the quiz, so I gotta. You understand?
Yes or no. Would you like me to?
Yes, absolutely. Get right in here and do it.
All right, let me take out my hair dye.
Everyone that's hanging out online, real sorry. Queen's getting the highlights real quick. We're just doing a couple of things different, just changing up some small stuff. We'll get to everyone when we get to them, I promise you.
Enrique, I came back. I have the new tablet. Can we stick with what we have?
There's
Or
gonna
do you
be
need
more. It's gonna be more.
what?
Be more, Jerry. I'm sorry. There's gonna be more. He's
Yeah.
getting highlights right now, so there's gonna. Jerry, Highness, Jerry came back and he left again. You just want to. Is the highlight just the main thing? Because we can just corner.
No. Then there's,
Okay, fair enough.
there's low lights, there's
Fair
medium lights.
Yes, low lights. I'm ready.
Thank you.
Highness, what if you thought about changing some of your strategies of food distribution? Maybe giving out rancid food to the rich people to put them in a state of unrest, and then you suddenly give them fresh food, but say that it's going to cost more, thus charging them more.
Very much like when God gave the people manna.
Very much.
Well, then, that shall be. Let them have Domino's for the next 3 weeks, and when their systems are all out of whack, I shall come in and deliver them with the goods.
As you wish, Highness. I take my leave.
There's just still some rinsing to do, if that's okay, Your Highness.
That's absolutely fine.
Scene. Yeah. A lot. It's not short for Nicholas. It's short for Nickelback. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so unique.
I'm not gonna lie. I hate it. My parents were huge fans before I was born, and they thought it was gonna be a band that stood the test of time, so they called me it. That's why I go by Nick. That's just my thing, and I don't like the band. I'd rather be upfront about it. I used to keep it a secret in relationships, and then people find out, and I literally had several people broke up with me because of it.
Oh, well, that's silly. I'm also named after, my name is Jude. So my parents went the more traditional route. They're boring, Beatles, blah. I mean, it's so unique. I think it's, you should embrace it. You should be proud of it. I couldn't name a single Nickelback song if I tried, but I mean, you have to have a positive spin on it.
And how is the lobster ravioli?
Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you. It's
And
really
the double corned chowder?
Oh my God, it's incredible. Thank you.
I'll be taking over for your waiter from here. He had a family emergency. My name is MC Hammer.
Seems nice.
great. Yeah. He's still got a better name than I do.
MC Hammer? Yeah, I guess it's very powerful.
Yeah, exactly. MC Hammer. When I tell people Nickelback, every time I've gone to the DMV or gone anywhere to take a picture, they're always like, look at this photograph. And I'm like, I get it. Every time I look at it, it doesn't make me laugh.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to bring you both some more water.
Oh, thank you.
If you need anything, just let me know. I'll be over there. My name's Beyonce.
Oh my God. Wow. This is an incredible name.
That's a great name.
Listen, you don't have to be so glum, okay? If you don't like your name, then fuck it. Let's go to the town hall and change your name today. Let's do it. What do you want your name to be?
Hey, look who's part of the Clean Plate Club, huh? And, slowing down here with the double corned chowder?
Oh, I'm finished. Yeah, thank you.
All righty. Hey, do you know who that woman was that came over here?
Beyonce?
Beyonce Knowles. She's filming a new reality show. It's so exciting. Oh my
Wait,
God. Did she fool you?
Oh, that's actually her.
That was
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was actually Beyonce Knowles. She's really,
More water.
be cool.
Just a little more water. You're drinking so much water.
oh my God.
Hey.
Him. Dana, stay. Beyonce, those highlights are really working. No one even recognizes you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I can finally be a food service industry professional.
You can achieve your dreams.
Oh my gosh. I could get a job at the 99 on Main Street in Waltham, Massachusetts. Is that
Yeah, you're really turning things on their head here. That's so unexpected.
It's so nice that I can be one of the people now just because of my hair.
Dreams really do come true.
And scene.
Hey, it's me again. I'm the person from before. I don't play characters like other people you might see in an improv scene. People who are like, oh, I'm in an improv scene. I'm Micah. So I don't do characters like that. That's what I'm saying. Everything that I say, everything that I do is me. So when I say, hey, I'm Micah, I actually am Micah. So other people, actors, they pretend to be other people, like how Beyonce in that scene was pretending to be Dana. That was the real Beyonce. What is real even? What do words even? What are definitions? Anyway, look in my dictionary mouth. That is what you call a back. And before the show, in the chat, all of the performers were saying, I've got your back and I've got your back. And I like to say, I've got your front. And then I decided to say it out loud. And I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound like a good thing to say to people at all. Hey, got your front. Like you've stolen like their nose, but it's their, I mean, the nose is part of your front. That's what I meant. When I say that I have your front, I mean, I have your nose. I'm just playing a fun game. Got your back and your nose, you know, unless your nose is on your back. Hey, be whoever you want, however you want. The point is, I'm bringing backs back. That's a thing I said earlier that I said it in the chat and then I said it out loud. So I wrote it and then I said it, which means that it's stand-up. So there won't be a quiz, but it seems like this is one. There won't be a quiz, but it seems like it is. So everything will either be stand-up, poetry, rap. I think, what is poetry but rap done by a white person poorly? I think that's a Robert Frost quote. So, what is two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I, a white person, am not a rapper. I think that's how it went. I mean, I'm like, if Dr. Seuss is a rapper, then I am wrong about Dr. Seuss being a rapper. That's what I say. Do you ever think about how Dr. Seuss kind of rhymes with octopus and Mother Goose? So Mother Goose and Dr. Seuss, Mother Goose and Dr. Seuss, they all met up with an octopus. The lesson here is that anything can rhyme if you pronounce it differently than normal. I once knew a comedian, and still do, named Mike Dorval. That's a real person that Micah can tell you about. And now, what am I going to rhyme? But he doesn't have to. Anyway, the point is, Beyonce is in this chat right now. You guys are watching Beyonce. It reminds me, honestly, of sometimes they do these things where they'll have like a famous violinist dress up like not a famous violinist, like without a name tag, because you know how you would mostly recognize a famous violinist and be like, Joshua Bell, look at, he probably doesn't want anyone to go up to him. But then they'll have him like playing. There's probably videos of this, if there's not, why would I think there was? They'll be like in like the I don't know, Grand Central or the DC, like a big metro station there, and they'll be playing as if a busker, as if a nobody, as if just a person who loves music for the sake of music, but doesn't love money for the sake of money. And they'll be playing their music, and then very few people, most of the people, hundreds of people, thousands of people just go walking right by them. They don't stop and listen to the musical genius because they're too busy going to work to make their money. Oh, I do understand why they're doing it. Okay, never mind. They don't care about music for music's sake. They care about for money for money's sake. So they really do. If they recognized, if they saw Joshua Bell with his top hat, I hope that there is a violinist named Joshua Bell and I'm not just making it up. Did I get it right? Ding, ding, ding. That's the sound of the Joshua Bell. And the Joshua, oh, hey, thank you. I've got a thumbs up from Ingrid. I got a ding, ding, ding from the Joshua Bell. And Joshua Bell, not if only siblings worked, that every Joshua was a sibling. Joshua Bell, relative of Joshua Tree, and I am just Joshua-ing you, much like Nick is short for Nickelback. Josh is long. Joshua is long for Josh. I long for Josh. We have a friend named Josh who went to Brandeis. A story. I'll tell you this story. I'll tell you these stories about Brandeis friends. So the characters of this story are Micah Sherman, who did not go to Brandeis, me, who did go to Brandeis, but Micah is in this very room right now. So it's like he's at Brandeis.
Hello.
Yes, exactly. Micah, no heckling with verifying my story. So Josh Gondelman, another character in this story, the very Josh who went to Brandeis that I was just referring to, and as yet unmentioned in this story, Zach Sherwin, class of 02, Josh, class of 07, me, class of 00, Micah, class of and that's when you didn't go to a school. I'm the class of it's fun because I'm the class of 00, which is also like an class of didn't graduate. So Micah. So this story is about Micah mostly, and how Micah, when he doesn't know something, says he doesn't know it. Like it's such a powerful move to it's like Socrates or Confucius. I forget who, because I don't know, because I'm like them too. I'm just imitating Micah. It's like, I don't know, Socrates, Confucius, who can say? One of them, somebody with the internet. But the thing that they said is the thing that I know most is that I do not know. And, sometimes you'll be in a conversation, somebody's like, that thing that happened that everybody read about in the news yesterday? And most people, like, I'd be like, of course I'll get it by context clues or context cues. I'm actually not even sure if it's clues or cues. I'm going to listen and see whether it's cues or clues, if I can get a cue or a clue as to whether it's cue or clue. But Micah is like, and my name is Mike, spelled M-Y clue, by the way. That is a way to solve the mystery of who I am. It's not going to solve it. I'm raising more questions than answers. What I'm saying is that I am Jewish. So I was surprised to know that Brandeis is it still only about half Jewish, which seems like not a lot, because you're like, only half of the people, but compared to the 3% or 1% of whatever the population of America or the world is, where like every other person is a Jew. I'm so happy. That's what that's. It's like a bar mitzvah, and it's like a B mitzvah. I learned that you don't have to gender the mitzvah. You can just say B mitzvah, and then whatever gender your child as they become an adult is, they can have that. Why not have an A mitzvah? It's A mitzvah to call it a B mitzvah, and then C mitzvah. And this is a D mitzvah joke. So that's one of my B sides. That's just an A side. Let's go down to the C side. Okay, we're deciding. So Zach Sherwin and Josh Gondelman and I have all talked about how Micah is this guy who, in a conversation, if somebody's like, that thing that everyone knows, Micah's like, I don't know that thing. And then everyone else is like, oh, I also didn't know. Thank God, Micah. Thank you for saying that you didn't know. And we're all like, yes, be like Micah. That's the way to be. When you don't know what something is, be like Micah and say it. And I remember after we thought of this idea years ago, I'm sure I've told you this, Micah, but if not, tell me that you don't know. Don't stop me whether or not you have heard this. That's my style of comedy. You guys know the stop me if you heard this kind of comedy. I'm the never stop me comedy, even if you have heard this. When people ask what my comedy style is, I tell them in general, it's sort of like my mom on the phone. That's my comedy style. I love it a lot. So After Josh and Zach and after the conversation had first happened about Micah is like this and we love it, being like Micah, the way to be. I remember the next day I talked to Zach and I was like, isn't that great how Micah is and the concept of being like Micah? And Zach said, I actually don't know what you're referring to. And I was like, Zach, you're really hamming it up. You're a rapper. You're a regular MC hammer, one who hams. And my name is Myq Kaplan, an MK. I'm a regular MK hammer. It's almost like an MC hammer. So check out Zach's my final bit in this will be about one more thing about Zach. But this story ends by me telling you that I actually hadn't talked about it with Zach yet. Josh was the one that I'd talked about Micah with the day before. And we were like, isn't it so great to be like Micah, to say when you don't know what something is? And then I told Zach, I'm like, isn't it great to be like Micah? And Zach's like, I don't actually understand what you're talking about being like Micah. He was being like Micah. The Micah was coming from inside the Zach. So, conclusion. Here is the final story about Zach. Zach Sherman, an amazing comedian, rapper, and as of recently, crossword comedy music trivia show called The Crossword Show. Aficionado, creator. See his crossword show if you can. But years ago, he's got wonderful music videos, his videos of his rap songs that are incredible. So much that I love them. I love telling people about them, and I have videos of my own. And here's the thing: is sometimes like when I meet a new person, I've been in a relationship, a monogamous relationship for the last several years, 4 years. I've been with this person, so I haven't started dating a new person. But used to be when I would date new people, and I would talk to Zach about him dating new people. I'd be like, Zach, when you start dating someone, do you show them your videos because they're so amazing and you want to be like, this is what I do? And he's like, I don't do that. And I'm like, oh man, because here's the thing. Me, when I, Myq Kaplan, when I in the past would start dating someone new, the very first thing I would do is show them all of Zach's videos. So I highly recommend everyone checking out Zach's videos, whether or not you're dating me. We've actually watched them all. So everyone check out Zach's videos and now enjoy some improv comedy. The end for now.
Hey, can you help a musician out?
I was on my way to work. And then I saw you. And something stopped me. And that's strange because usually there's nothing more easy for me than looking at you and not registering you as even being there. So you gotta be, this is different. This is different. I'm gonna be late to work for this, but I don't feel bad about it, which is strange.
You know who I am? I'm Deborah Messing, class of 1990, Brandeis. Star of Will and Grace.
I heard you really mean.
No, I'm a wonderful, 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 wonderful person. And
okay, I'm just saying.
No, you didn't.
I said to my
Why
friend,
don't you hang out with me and spend time with me?
I'm just saying, all right, okay, you know I'm Deborah Messing. I will hang out with you and spend time with you. But I'm just saying, I had a couple of people.
No. I am very, very nice. I am very, and I really need a new best friend. Since the show ended, I really need a new best friend. Will you be my Will?
Were they actually your best friend? Like, was that actually your social circle on the show? Was that?
Oh yeah.
Was that it?
Oh my gosh, you think? What do you think? We're actors? That was life. That was real life.
Wait, so what about the names of the? So Will was not Will, but Will was. Wait, well, Deborah, listen, you shouldn't be telling me this. Are you hiding out from someone? Is that why you know all these details?
No. I'm just trying to share my music, man. I'm just trying to share my music.
You know, Deborah, okay, you know what? I'll be your friend. How about that? Let's get you out of here. Aren't you I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's say you're obscenely wealthy.
I mean, no, I'm a normal human being. I'm a normal human being who has feelings
and show that ran for nearly a decade. You are not a normal person.
No, I am a normal person, and I also happen to be a very smart and talented Brandeis graduate.
Sure, with a hit TV show.
Okay,
a lot of Brandeis graduates don't have.
Listen, just come down here. I need a new best friend.
Deborah, wait. I mean, Grace, let's throw caution to the wind.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know you, but will you be my new Will?
Yes.
I'm out all of a
You
sudden.
don't recognize me. Hold on. It is Will.
Oh my goodness.
I took to playing recorder too, but I'm just so alone without my best friend.
Can we do a duet?
Do you know hot cross buns?
I sure do.
Then yes, we can.
Oh my God. Is anybody recording this?
Hi there. You here for the talent show?
Mm-hmm.
Watching or performing?
Performing? Yeah, watching first, then performing later on.
Okay. Can I see your left hand? No, I mean, I need to stamp it.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Sign-ups inside.
What did you need that for?
What?
What did you need to stamp for? If sign-ups inside, I don't sign up with you. Why'd you stamp my hand?
Oh, it's to let the sign-up guy know. It's to let the sign-up guy know that we've already talked.
So if I don't have this stamp when I go in to sign up, what happens?
He'll send you back to me.
To get the stamp.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't have the stamp, I can't go sign up.
That's correct. Yeah.
Which is why I got the stamp.
Correct.
Like, how long have you been out here?
Let me ask you something.
Okay, go ahead.
What's your talent?
My talent?
Poetry or rapping?
Oh, well, I'm a black guy, so I guess it'd be rap, right? Well, I'm a poet.
Okay. Can I see your right hand, actually?
Is this for a stamp?
No. Could you hold it up? Okay. All right, head on in.
Wait, now did I need that and the stamp, or just the right?
No, you said you were doing poetry. I had to take a look at your right hand. Head on in. Thank you.
Why do poets have something about their right hands?
Do they?
I never heard of.
You brought it up.
You guys have seen my right hand.
Well, you said something about poetry, so
I said, well, I'm actually a poet. I was making a joke about the fact that rap and poetry are pretty much the same thing, but sometimes some people's lenses might be the same thing. I was just making a joke, but
listen, I'm just the doorman.
Has anyone ever gotten in without a stamp?
No.
Ever?
No.
Never in the history of histories. No one in the history of histories has ever gotten in without a stamp.
Back out, Langston. Yeah, I'm Beyonce.
Hi. Here for the talent show?
Yeah. I don't have a stamp or anything. I just would like to sing a song.
You watching or performing?
Am I what?
Are you watching or performing?
I don't know if you heard. I said my name is Beyonce. It says it on my shirt, Beyonce.
Mm-hmm. I can see that there.
Hey, listen, why don't you just ignore the fact that I don't have a stamp and you just let me by?
Would you like a stamp?
I'd like to get by because I'm Beyonce. Stamp doesn't really go with this ensemble. Last week you find me vaguely interesting.
Hmm? Listen, lady, are you performing or are you watching tonight?
Halo?
What did you say?
Single lady? Beyonce?
Listen, lady, I'm just a doorman.
I have really great highlights. That's just...
Yeah, those are beautiful.
There's no stamp on this little hand, but if you like it, you could put a ring on it.
Lady, I just met you.
That sounded like the beginning to call me maybe.
I'm sorry, will you step to the side, please? Next up.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Mm-hmm. Here for the talent show.
Great. Performing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Can I see your left hand, please?
Okay.
Oh, there's already a stamp on there. Oh, I recognize you. You're the guy from before.
Yeah, when I went back to my car, and no one ever got in here without a stamp?
Nope. Mm-mm.
You sure no one's ever gotten in here without a stamp?
Nope.
You know what? I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm giving you a hard time because I don't understand the process here. So I'm gonna head inside. Okay. But on the way out, stop, come inside. Don't stay out here all night. Come inside to the talent show.
All right, I'll poke my head in. All right.
All right, we'll see it.
All right, follow the rules.
I'll try.
Ma'am, why don't you come out from under that car?
It's a limo. It's mine. It's because I'm Beyonce.
I understand. It's a very long car. Would you like to watch tonight? If you'd like to watch, you can head on in.
Why don't you just go tell your bosses that Beyonce is here and she wants to do a song?
But if you'd like to do a song, I'll go ahead and need to see your left hand.
Hey, Micah, we're getting ready to start inside. So are all of the
Hey, the bosses. Of course, the boss is a human being. I'm Beyonce. I was wondering if I could just get a spot. I just need a little performance fix. I was wondering if you could just give me like 5.
Yeah. Do you have your stamp?
I do not have a stamp.
Okay, well, you get your stamp and we'll try and squeeze you in there. Okay, Micah, thank you so much for all your hard work. You're just a gem. All right.
All right. Good night.
Just gonna go back to pouring water at the 99.
I'm here for the talent show.
Oh, no. I think that was Myq Kaplan.
I think so too.
Oh my, and that's Micah Sherman.
I've always wanted to be a lot more like him.
No.
My bad. No, sorry.
No, Jessie. Jessie, I know I don't know about you because you were 2017. I was like, I was 100 years old already then. But in 2000, man, there were all these stories going around about Myq Kaplan and Micah Sherman.
They are legends. I mean, when I started freshman orientation, they told us you should be proud to go here because Micah Sherman did not go there, but Myq Kaplan did. Yeah. And Micah Sherman's his friend.
Yeah, and you know what? I was in my Rosenthal suite sophomore year.
Guys, I'm sorry. Could you just please stop yelling our names, please?
Sorry.
Just here in the quad yelling our names, and we just don't want people to know that we came back. Well, actually, this is my first time here, but a lot of people don't want, just thanks. Have a great.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Afternoon.
It's like I was in my Rosenthal suite and I was looked out my window and I was like, holy crap, who the hell is that? That's Myq Kaplan and he's talking on the phone to Micah Sherman. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't even know Zach Sherwin.
I bet so.
Hey guys. You're it's like you're blatantly doing it right now. I mean, we're trying to relax at this coffee shop, and I can hear you across this busy street.
Sir, do you want to order something and to keep going back outside?
I'm looking at the menu. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of these words I don't recognize.
Hey, listen, sir, can you buy Micah Sherman and Myq Kaplan's coffees for us?
Well, he has to pick something first.
Okay, well, whatever it is, Micah Sherman and Myq Kaplan, they're both on me. They're on me.
Okay.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Micah's gonna go pee.
Oh
so if you just hold his drink for a second while he's
guys. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I don't want anybody to know that that's where I am.
I'm sorry, Micah. I'm sorry. I'm nervous.
Jeez.
I'll just Micah.
What? I have to take a dump.
I just wanted to show you that I was zipping my lip. See, look, it's zipped.
Terrific.
Oh, Mike, you're Mike. Oh, Mike, I was the barista. I was coming over. I was gonna say I was grab your order.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Where you going? You come back inside? Where you going?
What?
Do you have Myq Kaplan's drink too? Do you want me to get Mike back?
No.
Mike.
Please don't yell Mike's name. Please don't.
Mike, Mike, hey, there he is. Mike, Michael, where are you going? Are you coming back inside or what? What's going on?
I'm
Hey, if I yell Zach Sherman, will he show up too? Zach Sherman.
Micah, why don't you want them to know that you're going to the bathroom? You
oh, okay. So just give me the latte.
Latte for Micah and for Mike.
Oh, just another latte for Micah as well. He really needs to go to the bathroom.
Oh, don't worry. I'm recording this.
And scene. Back to Myq Kaplan.
All right. Wow. I became part of it. Oh. I guess the thing that I love about stand-up the most is working alone and getting to be, in charge of everything, having a microphone, working only with other people who have microphones, and Micah Sherman, because he's like a microphone. And okay, that was delightful. That's the thing that I like about stand-up. Honestly, I do. Here's what now that bit about how I like stand-up better than improv, that's over. But here's what I really like better about stand-up than improv is I can now in my stand-up say, hey, that was fun. And then there doesn't have to be a whole other thing about it. Be like, oh, what's this fun gonna turn into? Like how I don't have to, I can just relax. I like that. I like for stand-up that you can just not do it. That's one of the greatest things about it. Here's a thing that I love is during that last improv set, that number one, somebody, Dana, you started playing the recorder, and then also another, like, Jessie, did you also have a record? Are you both in the third grade? Why do you, that's when I learned recorder, like not when I started learning it. That's the only time that I learned recorder. You're just like, here, before real instruments are being taught in the school, let's just make sure that you don't break this bad thing. And then when somebody said, is anyone recording this? It was so beautiful. And so in the chat window, I went and I wrote in all capital letters, is anyone recording this, to demonstrate how much I loved when someone said that. And then somebody wrote, yes, I am recording this, which I can even see on the Zoom meeting that it's happening. And I guess what I love, I'm glad for the sincere answer. And that's one of my favorite things about jokes is that sometimes one person is doing it fully. Like sometimes with Zach Sherman, like one of us will do a bit where we're pretending not to get the other person's bits. But then sometimes we really don't understand the other person's bit, and the person will just think that we're doing a really good method acting job of pretending not to get their bit. And they'll keep going along with their bit until like, okay, just like a safe word, I guess. I really don't understand your bit. Wow, you're taking it pretty far to say safe word, which is not our safe word. We, as friends who are not involved in a situation where we might need a safe word, don't have one. We just sincerely believe each other. When we're like, yeah, really, I don't understand your joke. Please explain your joke. But so I love, here's an example of a time from Brandeis history that I was involved in a joke not being understood. Get ready. We'll take you there. We'll go there now. We'll go then now. We're not going anywhere in space, but we are going somewhere in time, unless you count the Earth is rotating and revolving and the whole galaxy. We are going places in space where nobody's standing still, even if you are completely frozen at 0 degrees Kelvin. No. What about Kelvin and Hobbes? Is that something like a frozen tiger? So that's what I love about improv is it doesn't have to make sense when I do it. So I was at Brandeis with I was at a movie with my suite mates. Mike and Greg and Dominic and Dave and maybe Saul. These are real names, real first names. Dave, short for Davelback. And of course, Dominic, short for Dominic-iance. And now I wonder, do callbacks help for improv?
Yes, please.
So we were at this movie and it was before it started. And our friend Greg, he is kind of like, I guess he's not like a cave person at all. He's not like a caveman. So he's like a thoughtful scientist. But it became a joke to say that he was like a cave person. And so then somebody was like, oh, yeah. And he didn't go out on a lot of dates, but somebody talked about him getting his groove on. And then I heard that and I was like, oh, or getting his groog on, as if that would be that'd be a good name for Greg the caveman. Groog. I was like, getting his groog on. Or maybe we'd already called him Groog. I was like, oh yeah, getting his groove on, getting his groog on. And then for many years, whenever that story would come up, I'd be like, remember when I said getting his groog on? And then everyone else would be like, you did not say that. The other Mike said that. There was another Mike, and they were like, he's the one who said it. Or maybe they said Dave said it. But for sure, everyone else agreed that someone else said it, and it was not me who said it. And I was like, I have my memory. I heard them say getting his groove on, and I said getting his groove on. And then many years later, I was like, oh, maybe I misheard it. Maybe they said groove on. And then I just heard it. And to them, they just said a funny joke. And then I repeated it. Like, they're like, is Mike our hype man? Like, why is getting his groove on? And then somebody behind us is like, we're trying to enjoy this movie. And I'm like, it's just the previews. Who gets mad at the people talking during the previews? Me also, because I think maybe they'll keep talking during the movie because they don't know what's going on inside your heart. They don't know that you respect the movie, but you don't respect the previews. In fact, you don't want to see the previews because you don't want to ruin the experience of the future movie. They don't know that that's what's going on inside my heart when I'm doing that talking. Fair. That makes sense. I don't know what's going on inside anybody else's heart. I just assume that what's going on in I'm just like, everyone's a nice person. You know, in fact, this is not Brandeis related, but it is People's Improv Theater related. There's in I think the old pit on 26th, 27th, up there, where 29, I'm pretty sure it was 26th or 27th. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, UCB. That's what I meant. And is that fun too? It was the pit, but I don't mean that's okay. Comedy is made from pain, and the way that you cause pain to an improviser is say that they went to the wrong improv place. So, how are you ever gonna make something out of the moment if you don't pay the right people a lot of money? You paid the wrong people a lot of money. Ooh boy. So, at the pit backstage, there would be a sign. There was signs up for performers, you know, like follow the fear. And I'm like, why don't I just let the fear go on? And I'll be like, I'm here without it. Follow the fearless. Lead. I lead the fear. I'm like, right this way, fear. But there was a sign up that said something like, assume that everything's on purpose and everyone's a genius. And that really stuck with me, and I love it so much. And I'm like, I think that way in life as well. I'm like, maybe everyone does have good intentions. Maybe if somebody says something, and you're like, did they mean to say that? Maybe there could be a meaning behind it. And the thing is, it's very good for improv if somebody makes a mistake and you can make something out of it. Like if a person accidentally turns on their camera before it's their time to come back, and they're like, oh, he'll be part of the scene. Absolutely wonderful. But there are also people doing harm in the world. I do think it is a mistake. I think it's a mistake that people are causing harm, and it doesn't. I think people are. I mean, unless they're unless they're masochistic and doing it wrong, or they're sadistic and doing it right, then they're causing pain on purpose. But most people, I think, are trying. I think most people. Don't quote me. We are. Okay. Okay. In conclusion. I do think that most people just want to have their lives be good. And if everyone else's life could also be good, then that would be what they want. I don't think that most people want other people's lives to be bad. in order for their life to be good. And if they do think that, I think it's just because they were hurt. And I think instead of wishing for other people's lives to be bad, why not wish for your own life to be good? And why not, instead of wishing, here's the thing about wishing. One final joke about wishing. Do you know when you can wish? You can wish when the clock hits 11:11. Maybe if it's just all the same digits at another time, that's the time as well. You can wish when an eyelash falls out and you blow it away. You can wish when it's your birthday and you blow out all the candles. You can wish when you look up at the sky and you see the first star of the evening. And also you can wish if there aren't any stars yet, or when there's a lot of stars. You can wish if it's not your birthday. You can wish if your eyelashes are all in your eyes and you're not blowing them anywhere. You can wish when it's a time other than 11 or 11 and all that. You can, and the wishes are just as powerful. That is the truth about wishing, is you can do it anytime and it works just as well, even if it's not your birthday, even if you tell people. And here's a joke. This is, I think, a perfect joke for a podcast. This feels like a podcast. Whenever comedy isn't working, it's a podcast. So me, I'm only saying I went a long time there without a laugh, so that was a podcast. Everybody else doing a great job. I don't mean to say that anybody else is podcasting. Only my comedy briefly is a podcast. But I'm glad that we came out of that podcast. But I do think that podcasts are a great time. Hold on. You can wish when you find a lilac with 4 petals and eat it to make a wish. I didn't know that. That just came into the chat. Also, I think I learned from somebody Russian who grew up in Russia that they were made of dressing, I believe. And they said that in Russia, you can make a wish. In Russia, wish makes you. But also in Russia, you can make a wish. You can make a wish when you're standing in between 2 people of the same name. Like if you're standing in between 2 Nickelbacks or 2 Beyonce-backs. And Beyonce-backs. So the Beyonce-back whale. In conclusion, a joke that I think is good to do on a podcast is like a topical joke from long ago, where you can be like, oh, remember when I told this joke once and then it didn't make sense to do it again, but now we're on a podcast where it's basically like a time capsule, which is what Myq Kaplan is short for. Time capsule at your service. That almost, what is a nickname but just a bunch of other words and letters that don't have anything to do with the ones you were talking about? Caps for short. Kaplan, caps are short for Kaplan and capsule. So capsule is the same length for Kaplan. Actually slightly longer. Here it is. A joke for my podcast. When New Year's Day happened this year, the president and first lady of the United States of America, back when that still existed. Right now, all that exists is my apartment. But back then, and then I have one Brandeis joke. This joke and one Brandeis joke, and then that's it. And that's it. Here it is. Okay, ready? Here it comes. The president and the first lady were sharing what their New Year's resolutions were. And Melania said, my New Year's resolution is world peace. And then her husband said, I don't think you're supposed to tell people your resolutions. He thought they were wishes. And he's what the main, if any person could grant the wish of world peace, or at least not go the other direction, it is him. But he's like, shh, if you tell people you want world peace, I won't give them it. And finally, that's why that joke is good for a podcast. Here it is. Final joke about Brandeis. This is actually the only joke that I plan to tell tonight, because I'm like, this will be a good joke. And maybe it is the only joke that I'll tell tonight. So I'm glad that you've had me on my podcast here. Thank you. Thanks for pre-ordering my album. It's full of jokes that I wrote in advance. It's stand-up. And my final Brandeis joke. When I was class of 2000, when I got... wow. Other brand. Hey. I'm Micah.
What?
Micah, you make sounds and move around. That's my impression of you.
That was me, class of 2000, Myq.
Oh, that was my impression of Dana as well.
Thank you.
Micah, I was just trying to do a callback to earlier. Are you?
I resent that.
Oh no. I didn't mean to make you jokingly resent something or legitimately resent something. I I only meant to do both of those things. Here it is. Final joke. When I got to Brandeis, I got my first email address. I'd never had an email address before I got to Brandeis. And my first email address, here it was ST9. And just to be clear, this is the truth, but it's also a joke. So here is my first email address was ST963412 at pip.cc.brandeis.edu. And here's the thing is, even though I remember that was my first email address.
Sorry, I just wanted to say st962970 at pip.cc.brandeis.edu.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the thing. I bet that neither of us can remember why we selected that email. You know what I mean? That's my final joke. Thank you, everybody.
Woo, 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 woo.
I have a seat. The meeting should start in just a moment here.
I am. Yeah. Okay. You're waiting for some more people?
Yeah, a few more people. Warm outside, huh?
Sorry, I'm late.
Hey, no problem at all. No problem at all. You can have a seat in one of these folding chairs, and we'll get started in just a little bit. Hey, Frank? You all right there, bud?
Yeah. We ready to go?
No, we're waiting for some more people right now.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, everybody.
What's up?
All right. So I think we're just going to go ahead and get started here. Hi, my name is Dave, and I'm a former hype man.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
You got this, Dave. You got this.
Yeah, today was a challenge. I saw a man who had a cane with him. It was one of those canes that has like 4 rubber stoppers at the bottom.
Yeah, it was.
And he was trying to get on the bus, and I went to go help him, but he got on the bus flawlessly by himself, and I was just like, oh, yeah, oh! I scared everybody.
Like, if you're gonna tell a story, can you not, like, we're all here for the same reason.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
Like,
You're right. Sorry, Frank.
putting our feet on the landmine. You know what I mean? It's fine. I'm sorry to interrupt your story. I just wanted before any of us start getting carried away.
I apologize. I hope I didn't trigger anybody into feeling like they needed to join me. And that was just acting there. I didn't actually feel that. But I sure did when I saw that old man get on the bus by himself.
Frank, do you want to share next?
Oh no, I'll pass on this particularly. I'm
sure, Frank? You want?
I mean,
The days you really don't want to share, the days you really should share.
Maybe Frank needs a little support right now.
Maybe I did see I did see a cat catch this mouse in a building. I almost and I was like, yeah, get that. I was like, get that. I went for. I wanted to get, but the problem is I then wanted to grab the cat and be like, oh yeah, but I realized I can't do that, and that's someone else's cat. You know what I mean? So it's put me on edge today. So that's why I want to best. But thank you, Dave, for making me share. But that's me.
Margaret, you're kind of just sulking down there. What's going on? You feeling, Margaret? I'm looking. Margaret, stop touching your face, Margaret. Margaret, you can do this. You can. Dave, you think you can give Margaret a little support?
Margaret?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You gotta talk about it.
I'm just if I'm being honest, guys, I'm like feeling an outburst right now. Like I want to hype so hard right now, and it's
Yeah, I know. I get it.
like I just want to hype, and I don't.
Okay, well, I wrote down the minutes of the meeting on a piece of paper. I wrote it, and I'll send it in an email. Margaret.
Can we make an exception for Margaret here? Can we just let it out just a little bit?
Margaret, just go. Margaret, it's okay.
Oh yeah, baby, yeah, fuck yeah, woo! Thank you.
You feel better, Margaret?
Yeah, I really do. Thank you, guys. I feel really supported. Thank you.
You guys, I'm gonna stop this podcast recording now and scene. Hey, Nick. Nick?
Yes.
Oh, hey, we've been seeing each other for quite some time now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that if we get married, I will take your last name, and I will become Beyonce Sailback.
Oh my God. Hey, Nick, I've been thinking a lot since last night. I just wanted to let you know that I'm willing to get married. And if you want to get married,
No.
I will figure out a way to have your children.
Okay.
I'll figure it out, and I'll talk
Micah
to somebody.
Sherman, you're always ruining everything for me, Micah Sherman. It's back up, Micah Sherman. This is my man, Nick. Go back.
Look, I am. If anybody's in an awkward situation, it's this guy. I really should have thought this through. I mean, on one hand, I got Beyonce. On the other hand, I got Micah Sherman. It's Sophie's choice for me.
Can you explain to me what happens at the end of Sophie's Choice and how you're going to make your decision?
Well, actually, most of the movie is not what you think it's about. You think that it's about her making a choice about her kids, but it's really about her relationship with her husband, who's kind of abusive, and this man she falls in love with. Then you hear this story about how she had to choose between her children. And, well, I mean, to be honest, she chooses the...
No.
I'm sorry, is this a movie?
And see.
I would. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll give the university $250,000.
Oh, thank you.
You just need all the stories. You understand?
All.
Each and every. I mean, and not just stories now. All future stories that come from the university, we will own to be used for.
Langston, we see a montage of Brandeis related stories, maybe fictional, maybe real, who knows? Let's see. Beginning with Jessie.
Oh boy, I'm so glad that they're serving only ice cream for dinner at Sherman. Wow, this is amazing.
Oh man, it's so delicious. It's made of dinosaur bones.
Yeah, I love that we switched to Sodexo.
Tag out Micah and Jessie. We're going to need a name for this university, and I'm looking at it with my brand new eyes. Wait a minute. Brand new eyes? My brand new eyes. My brand new eyes. My brand eyes. Write it down, you two. Brandeis University. You'll be the first two teachers. What would you like to teach?
I'm going to teach the anthropology of women.
Ooh, very nice. And you?
I'll teach how to record things.
Tag out Langston and Dana. Hi, Mr. Thompson. Can I talk to you a little bit?
Of course.
Before, I guess I didn't really understand what this class was about. And now that I've been here for a week and taking notes. I'm feeling like it's going to be a little bit too broad of a canvas for me. I was interested in audio recording, but here you're recording all things.
Everything. Recording anything and everything. Oh,
Dr. Thompson,
here's my TA and my other TA.
we got an A in the class last semester, so.
Are you ready?
Hot cross buns?
You got it.
Okay.
Micah, are you recording this?
No, I'm going to go run into the interstate.
This is on. Good luck.
Tag on everyone. Tag on everyone. Kim. Tag on everyone. Kim. They found him here on the interstate.
It's a fucking mess.
If you look at it, it looks like he ran straight in. There's his body showed. I mean, the way the scattering is all down that way, it's like he was running from something.
Tag out Langston and Carrillo. We are gathered here today to tell stories about Micah Sherman. And coming up to the stage right now, one of his very, very bestest friends. Everyone thought he went to Brandeis because of this guy. Please welcome to the stage Myq Kaplan, Micah's bestest friend, to tell some stories about Micah.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought I was just gonna. I didn't know I was on the list for tonight. I didn't get my hand stamped or anything.
A funeral is really just improv, Myq. It's improv, Myq. I know you write things, but this is just a funeral.
Hey, I'm sorry. I just he just snuck by me. It's the first time this has ever happened.
See?
You have to get through.
Are you here by yourself?
Yeah. No, yeah. I was.
I know, it's a weird question, right?
This place is great, man.
Yeah.
Kim. Jessie.
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad we're having girls' night so we can watch how Stella got her groog back.
I love that.
Why don't we just
so funny that
why
you
don't we just sit back and eat this popcorn and watch how the rest of the movie goes?
Okay.
You new to this cave?
Stella.
Excuse me?
You heard me, Stella.
Groog, you haven't talked to me like that in years. Groog, what are you saying to me? Are you saying that in this time of dinosaurs and rudimentary stone tools that you'd like to reforge our bond of love and survival?
Stella!
Well, let those that write on stone tablets, let those that tell stories, let those with brand new eyes see in the night sky the stars that tell the tale of how this Stella got her groog back. Why did you go? Was it? I thought it was.
And that's our show! Get out here! Yes, Myq, get out here. Are you still here, Myq? Get on out
I'm
here.
here.
David wants to come out. Come on out. Thank you all so much. I am Dana Shulman. That right there, wave when I say your name. That is Langston Belton.
Hello.
Kimberly Alou, my partner in crime at Socially Distant Improv. Micah Sherman, you may have heard a little about him tonight. Way down in the bottom there's Nick Carrillo, Myq Kaplan, class of 2000, and Jessie Shinberg, class of 2017. I'm Dana Shulman, class of 2000. That's Ingrid Shore, who's the reason why we're all here. We are so thankful to Brandeis, Creative Brandeis, the Living Room Fest, for having us, for keeping this tradition alive, keeping us all together at this tough time. We're so excited you're all here. Now, without any further ado, run to Apple Music. Music. Pre-order Myq Kaplan's album that comes out on 5/8 next week. It's called A.K.A. Little tracks from it are dropping every couple of days, and so you can get little sneak peeks right now. So pre-order A.K.A. on Apple Music or one of those music places, and celebrate everything Myq does, because he's a freaking genius, and I can't believe he lived across the quad from me in Rosenthal the whole time, and I wasn't making funny things happen with him then. Shout out to Jessie Shinberg, who was my student in level 1 improv at the People's Improv Theater, and when I found out that she was on false advertising at Brandeis University, I almost dropped dead, because I was like, those heroes of improv comedy, and now I have to teach them. It's a small world, because Jessie then took Nick Carrillo's level 5 class, all at the People's Improv Theater. We all played with Langston and Kim. We made Socially Distant Improv together. We found, I know Micah from improv. Micah knows Myq. I knew Myq from Brandeis. Micah and Ingrid went to the same school, UGA, is that correct?
Yeah, University of Georgia.
Because it is a small world, as we all know, in the Brandeis world. So everyone just take care of each other, keep laughing, enjoy the rest of the Living Room Fest. And tomorrow, 7 to 7, I lost my notes. Andrew, a class of 2018, is going to teach an improv workshop 7 to 7:45 tomorrow. Is that the correct time, Ingrid?
It's class of 2017, if that matters.
Oh, 2017, I'm sorry, I misread that.
No, I mistold you that.
Oh, okay, great.
But 7 o'clock is correct. It's on Zoom.
If you go to brandeis.edu/arts/festival for the meeting ID, you will get into that Zoom, take a workshop with Andrew in improv, or you can email ipabon@brandeis.edu, because they have much easier email addresses now. We're so thankful for all of you. Please go over to @Socially Distant Improv. You can follow us on Facebook, but we produce all of our shows over on Instagram Live, 75+ shows a week. You can follow Myq, Myq Kaplan, on Twitter, on Instagram. Do everything that he's doing, because he's the greatest. And we are so thankful. Thank you again to Ingrid and the Living Room Fest. People's Improv Theater, visit us there. Thank you so much to Tom Calnis, our tech from Socially Distant Improv.